Morning everyone, how are you going? How's everyone doing? Welcome. I just wanted to pop on because I wanted to share with you um, some little health habits that I have that are a bit strange, and I ask my clients to do them, and not everyone does them, and some people do things that they think are healthy and actually it can be detrimental to your health. There's just a few little quirky things I do, particularly one that I do that I think everyone needs to know about and that everyone should be doing. And in fact, I think everyone is doing the opposite, thinking that they're being healthy, because there is so much information on the internet. So the first thing I wanted to tell you that I do, the first habit I have now, I read everywhere, and I either, hey Tracy, how's it going? I hope you're well in the USA. It must be late Monday night for you. Late Monday night, I reckon. Or maybe like 3 p.m. Monday. Something like that, yeah. Probably Tracy. Hi, Rachel. So the first thing I've been seeing a lot of, and this is what I see when people talk about healthy habits to have, one of the things that I have been seeing people recommend is drinking water as soon as you wake up, and then having a glass of water by your bed, and as soon as you wake up, drinking that glass of water. Now, we do need to keep hydrated, but here's the thing, and this is just a really simple tip, and this is something that I've been doing. I've probably been doing this myself about 4 or 5 years. When you get up, through the night, and when you get up, you shouldn't actually be hydrating. You shouldn't be drinking water. The reason being is because during the night, oh, hey, Pauline, I hope you're well. Nice to have you on. During the night, your body's trying to detox. Okay, so what happens during the night is bacteria and stuff come up from your duodenum. They come up through your stomach and they come up through your esophagus and they end up in your mouth. And what they're essentially, some of them are good, some of them are bad. And especially when they're that funny smell, you know, some people say that they've got that kind of dog breath in the morning, or they've got a funny breath in the morning, and it's quite strong. That indicates that bacteria has come up. Maybe even there's a little bit of reflux going on, but bacteria has come up to the mouth and it's causing a smell, and it could be bad bacteria. So here's the thing, if you drink water while you're sleeping at night, when you wake in the night, or as soon as you wake up in the morning, you drink water, what you're doing essentially is flushing what your body's been trying to excrete back down into your digestive tract. So it just slows the process down. Instead, what you need to do, so here's what I've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years, and I absolutely love it. So I might feel a bit dehydrated when I get up in the morning. That's all good. So what I do straight away is I do oil pulling straight away. Like absolutely off the bat, that's what I do. I go to the bathroom, I do my oil pulling. So I do a tablespoon of coconut oil, a teaspoon of coconut oil to a tablespoon of sesame seed oil. One or the other you can do. And I put 1 drop of essential oil. So I put 1 drop of oregano oil or 1 drop of clove oil, just 1 drop, no more. And then what I do is oil pull. And oil pull essentially is pulling the oil through your teeth back and forward, back and forward. Now you could do this for 1 minute or you could do it for 20 minutes. The longer you do it, the more benefits you'll get from the oil pulling. But what this will essentially do, so your body's been detoxing at night, bacteria has come up from the intestine into the mouth, and instead of having that glass of water straight away, do the oil pulling, brush your teeth so your mouth is super clean, make sure your tongue's clean. Your tongue should be, you know, sort of a reddy colour. If it's white, you need to do some tongue scraping and clean your tongue. But oil pulling should clean your whole mouth. It will draw toxins from your tonsils. You know, some people get tonsil stones. If you get tonsil stones, this is so important for you to do. Tonsil stones are those nasty little white bacteria things on your tonsils that have the awful smell, awful, awful, awful smell. And that will cause, you know, the oil pulling will cause the toxins from here, the toxins from your sinuses, the back of your throat, the tongue, your gums, everywhere. It will help you to pull these toxins out, particularly fat-soluble toxins and hormones that are trying to get, your body's trying to excrete. So you do that first, you spit that out, you clean your teeth, and then you have a really big glass of water. So you would have about 300 to 500, about 300 mils of water. About 300 mils of water. Okay, so you would do that, you would have the water, and then you would do it after the oil pulling. So you do that after the oil pulling. So I've seen so many people making a mistake of having water as soon as they get up in the morning. So clean your mouth out first, either oil pulling, flossing, clean your tongue, teeth brushing, whatever you can do in the morning. Obviously you're running around, you might be busy in the morning, but just do something to cleanse your mouth out before you drink your water. Another thing that I do is that I don't wear sunglasses all the time. So when I go outside, it takes a while for your eyes to get used to it. I don't wear sunglasses. And the reason I don't wear sunglasses is for a few different things, and this is just a personal health sort of preference thing. I don't wear sunglasses all the time because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to let my body know that 1, there's UVB, 2, I'm out in the sunshine, what time of day is it? And I'm trying to get my body to start naturally synthesizing vitamin D. And I'm trying to activate my pituitary, trying to activate my pineal gland. So that's what I'll do when I go out in the sun. So not all the time. Obviously when the sun's super, super bright, you might need sunglasses, but I won't wear them all the time. And that's a great way to actually get your vitamin D levels up. And it's just good for your overall body health. And it's been shown to actually be good for your immune system. So that's another thing that I do. The third thing that I do is I actually wear blue light blocker glasses. I wear blue light blocker glasses normally when I'm on my computer at night, or just generally at night time, but I also started wearing them now if I'm on the computer a lot during the daytime. So if I'm on the computer a lot during the daytime, looking at my screen, I'll wear my gunners. My gunners are really great for protecting eyes, looking at the computer screen all day, looking at the TV screen or on your phone all day. It's a really great way to protect your eyes. But at night, I'll wear the real blue light blocker, the real orange ones. They're quite dark, so you can hardly see any other colours. And I'll wear those as the sun goes down. And it's a really great way for me to start to regulate my melatonin, regulate my estrogen and those hormones, and it's particularly cortisol as well. So if you find you've got high cortisol, you've got low melatonin, or you're estrogen dominant, I would definitely recommend wearing the blue light blocker glasses. Another thing that I've started doing, and I've only started doing this is the fourth thing, so I've only started doing this recently, but this is actually turning my phone to flight mode. So I turn my phone now to flight mode when I'm on the bus. After about 8:30 at night, my phone goes to flight mode. And if I'm in the car, I've got my phone on flight mode. So I don't actually have any Bluetooth. I don't have any Wi-Fi. So this is just something that I've started doing because what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to lessen the effects of, say, Wi-Fi, EMF, all of that kind of thing. You know, studies are slowly coming out. And particularly there's a lot of studies that have been coming out. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and there's a lot of studies. I think it was Dr. McCullough actually was talking about how EMF and Wi-Fi, all of those kind of rays have been shown to actually move calcium, so move the way your calcium is in your body. So instead of it being where it should be, it's actually moving it into different cells. And this causes things like calcifications, tumours, you might find calcifications on your breast, you might have calcifications on your ovaries, so all of those kind of things. So I think it's good for us to be aware, and it's good for us to just lessen our exposure. You know, it's kind of impossible because it's everywhere, but I think for us to lessen it and to just be aware that this is an issue, that dirty electricity, Wi-Fi and EMF is an issue, not to be afraid, not to be freaked out, not to be scared, not to go outside, not to be so militant about things, but just to be aware. So what I do is my phone's on flight mode majority of the time. If I'm in work hours and I need clients to call me, I've normally just got my phone on, and my Wi-Fi is off on my phone. What I've done is I've hardwired my computers at home into their Ethernet, so they're Ethernet hardwired, so there's no Wi-Fi. I don't have any of these smart things, these smart meters, these smart fridges, this, smart that, because again, what that's doing is that's just bringing more Wi-Fi into your house. So wherever you can lessen your house Wi-Fi, I would. Another thing I hadn't thought about, and what someone mentioned the other day, is baby monitors. So baby monitors are now Wi-Fi. If you can get one that you plug in, even better. I think that's much better. So just be aware and just try and reduce your exposure, and that's all you can do, your own exposure. I mean, of course, there are things you can do, like you can buy the copper bedding and all of those kind of things to actually stop the exposure, and maybe that's where we're going in the future. But I really think we just need to be aware, and we need to be advocates, and we need to push for safety. So safe Wi-Fi, safe, all of these things to be more safe for humans, more safe for us to actually go about our daily life. And the more that we advocate for this, the more that we push to big business, the more that we are aware, the better our products will become. And so Apple, Google, they will all start making safer products, you know, safer products for us. Our telephone companies will start making safer Wi-Fi. So it's about us being advocates and us being aware that this isn't the safest thing for us, our children, the future, in terms of Wi-Fi and EMF and our general health. So I think that's off my high horse. And I know we can't all go and live in caves, but just being aware and just doing those couple of small things, hardwiring everything, turning your Wi-Fi off, turning things to flight mode when you can, not getting these new smart Google thingies that you talk to as soon as you walk in the house, not having all of those, because that will lessen your exposure as well. Another thing that this is a new thing to me, and I always wondered this about dishwashers. So this is more about bacteria, your overall. So we need kind of a good diverse bacteria in our stomach, over our skin, in our whole body. We need diversity. The best way to get this diversity is to do things is to travel on public transport, go and play in nature, go for hikes, go swimming, go and do some barefoot walking, go out and do some gardening, go and do some community work, have some pot plants. But one thing I'd always thought about was dishwashers. Dishwashers, they clean all our stuff. They completely disinfected of bacteria. We've got no bacteria on our plates, no bacteria on our forks, our knives, our cups, that kind of thing. So essentially what it means is we're being actually underexposed to a diversity of bacteria. So we really need to look at getting a diversity going. Diversity is what's going to help us. Diversity is going to protect us from disease. It's going to protect us from depression. It's going to help our immune system. It's going to help our nervous system, our gut health. Overall, diversity is key. We want so many different bacteria that are going to help us to thrive. This is the best way to thrive. So what I've started doing is I've started washing my coffee mug at home by hand. So everything else goes in the dishwasher, but I've just started using a cloth and washing it by hand. And it's really simple and it kind of makes sense. But what it does, it just means there's a diversity of bacteria on my coffee mug. I know this sounds gross, but stay with me here. There's a diversity of bacteria on my coffee mug that I've rinsed off and I've cleaned with water and I've cleaned with a bit of natural dishwashing detergent and a sponge, but it's kept that diversity going. So I've actually started doing that with my coffee mug, so I don't run everything through the dishwasher. I wish I could wash everything by hand, but when it comes to washing, dishwashers, they kind of win every time. So that's something I've been doing, and definitely getting out in your garden, getting some pot plants. It's actually been shown that one hike every 2 weeks you'll stay happy for 2 weeks. So if you go for a hike in nature, what's going on is not only that the trees are talking to you and all of that kind of thing, but it's the different bacteria that are in nature. So what's been shown, get this, is you go for a hike and it will kind of keep you happy for 2 weeks. It will keep you happy. The diversity of the bacteria will keep you happy for 2 weeks. Then you can go for another hike. So just really cool things like that to keep the diversity of your bacteria. And I think those were all the things I was going through. It was not to drink water first thing on rising. Make sure you clean your mouth out first to get rid of all the nasty bacteria and bugs that your body's tried to detox overnight. Not to wear sunglasses all the time outside. So the sun is our friend, and we should be able to, and there's mechanisms there. There's a reason the sun, our eyes, you know, we need that sunlight, we need that UVB to be going in and helping us. So not to wear sunglasses all the time. These are little things that I do. These are, and blue light blocker glasses, I wear them every single night without fail. And also when I'm doing lots of computer work, I wear my gunners as well, because they protect my eyes and they also block out the blue light. I've been turning my phone to flight mode when I drive, flight mode when I'm on the bus, and also turning my Wi-Fi off. I've been hardwiring all my computers, so I hardwire both computers at home. I hardwire as much as I can, and I've got the Wi-Fi off as much as possible. I also have will be putting a timer on the router so it goes off at night. And then I've been getting in nature for my bacteria, but what I've been doing is actually washing my mug, my coffee mug, by hand at home. That's the mug that I have my herb tea in, my coffee, my tea through the day when I'm working at home. So those are the things that I've been doing, and they're really odd kind of things, little things you wouldn't think of. But they're really things that will just help your overall health, help you to thrive, and they're really simple things that you can do. And you know what I would start with, just the number one? I would start with the morning routine and not drinking water through the night when you're sleeping, waking up and drinking water, and not having a glass of water as soon as you wake up. Wash your mouth first, oil pull or clean your teeth, wash your tongue, floss, get this nice and clean, then hydrate yourself. If you do it the other way around, you're just going to be washing the bacteria and bugs back down into your digestive tract. So that was me just popping on, just to give you a few of my weird and wonderful, what brand of essential oil do you recommend? Hey Kelly, how's it going? Look, I mean, you know, honestly, this is my opinion, is a lot of them are fine in terms of quality. There are some nice Australian ones out there. I know that a lot of people recommend the doTERRA. I know that a lot of people recommend the Young Living, and they all seem to be good. I just go for the cleanest, but Young Living, doTERRA both seem to be good. I also use some of the I mean, it depends because all you're doing is oil pulling, so it's just one drop of oregano or one drop of cinnamon or one drop of clove. So I mean that should be fine. What you don't want to be doing, Kelly, is you don't want to be consuming high amounts of essential oils, because essential oils are essentially a medicine. They're very, very strong. You want to be careful how you use them. You want to be careful the dosage. You don't want to be eating them so they're going into your stomach, because they have very strong volatile oils that will which actually could kill good bacteria as well as bad. So just want to be careful with that. But definitely those two brands I recommended, and any organic Australian brands, are perfectly fine, particularly for oil pulling. So Naomi, for oil pulling, I mean, what I tend to do is, so as soon as I've got up in the morning, like I said, before I do anything else, I normally give myself about 5 minutes to do it. But like I said, you can go between 3 and 20 minutes, 20 minutes hardcore. You can be doing other things. Like, I don't just stand there. I might go make my breakfast, make my lunch. You can even have a shower, walk around, do some cleaning, whatever it is you want to do in the morning. You want to get about, not a whole tablespoon, because that can be a little bit too much for the mouth, but like a teaspoon of coconut oil, or kind of half a tablespoon of MCT oil, or like half a tablespoon of really nice organic sesame seed oil, really nice. And then you put the little one drop of essential oil into your mouth, essentially like this. And what the oil does is you pull the oil between your teeth. So between your teeth, so it's going between your gums, in the gum cavity, it's coming across your tongue, and it's just going around your mouth and oil pulling between 3 and 20 minutes. Be careful not to swallow it, because there's lots of gunk in it, lots of shit in it. So once you've done that, spit it out into the sink, rinse your mouth out, and then clean your teeth, or do your flossing, or whatever you want to do after that. But it's wonderful. It really does clean your mouth out. Your mouth feels fresh for the whole day. Like, you don't get any funny coatings on your mouth. You know how some people say they have like a fur on their teeth? When you oil pulling, you don't get that fur on your teeth, because it completely gets... That fur is the bacteria sticking to your teeth, and it's thriving. It's either thriving because of your mouth routine, it's thriving because of what you've eaten, it's thriving because you're not having enough fat-soluble vitamins. There could be some things going on, but what I found is oil cleans your teeth. I tell you what was a light bulb moment for me. A light bulb moment for me was when I added more fat into my diet, and the dishes that I had baked for a long time with less fat got really dirty, and everything stuck to the dish when I cooked it. But the dishes that I cook with more fat in, when I bake them, they come off really easily. It's like the fat is such an emulsifier, it just cleans things. It does the same with your teeth as well. So you'll find your teeth will be really nice and clean, and your mouth will feel fresh all through the day. Yeah, Kelly, so yeah, diffusing or topically can be fine. So yeah, just the doTERRA, or the Young Living, or I mean, Sun Spirit also have some good ones. It does depend. I think it depends if it's like an expensive one or not. Sometimes they do mix them with lesser, like cinnamon, or even some of them they do use. So they use a cheaper kind of grown one. So it's not, it's a cheaper one, a cheaper plant family, a cheaper one. So some of the brands do that. So but not all of them, and they don't all have nasties in. Yeah, perfect. So look, it's as long as you've got warm water going down the drain, it's okay. There is an issue with if you use copious amounts of coconut oil and it's cold, Pauline. If you use coconut oil and it's cold, it can block the drain up. But as long as there's warm water going down, and then you do your cold shower afterwards. Yeah, so so one of the oils, you can either use just plain coconut oil, you could use MCT oil, or you could use organic sesame oil, and then use one of those oils, whichever oil you've got or whichever oil you've brought, and then you'll just do 1 drop of the essential oil. So you could use oregano, you could use cinnamon, or you could use clove. They're just nice to help with the bacteria. If you have any gingivitis and if you have any gum issues, cinnamon's actually quite nice, because cinnamon has been shown to break down the biofilms of the bacteria and actually help. So if you have any oral hygiene problems in terms of lots of cavities or bleeding gums, or you get kind of like a little bit of a smell in the afternoon or something like that, the cinnamon oil can be helped, because it can help to break down the bacteria. So definitely just 1 drop. Yeah, I love doing that. I've been using a bit of oregano recently, and it really does help. You just, the stuff that comes up, the stuff that comes up when you spit it out, it's interesting, and that's really highlights to you not to drink water as soon as you get up in the morning. Do the oil pulling or something in your mouth first, because you'll see the stuff that's coming up, and normally if you drink water that would just go back down. So you notice it when you do it yourself. Thanks, Naomi. I hope that helped. Thanks, Pauline. I hope everyone enjoyed that. It was just a few little quirky things that I do. Someone laughed at me the other day because I said about the sunglasses. It's just, it's an intuitive thing. It's something that I feel is good for me, especially in the morning if I'm going to work early, and I'm going to be in my office all day, or I'm working inside all day. In the morning, I feel like I shouldn't be wearing sunglasses. I need to tell my body it's daytime. Let the sun in. That's how I feel. It's more of an intuitive kind of thing, and there are studies out there that tell us how the sun. We can synthesize vitamin D as well. So I do believe it helps with vitamin D levels. So, and having said that, since years ago, my vitamin D levels are low, and I used to wear them all the time walking. Now walking, I don't wear them. I wear a hat, but no sunglasses. And my vitamin D levels are better. So, it could be a coincidence, but maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. But that's how I feel. So I'll just continue looking at the research and updating you once I have some hard evidence to that one, because I feel strongly about that. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you got a few little tips there, and I hope that was helpful. Have a beautiful day, everybody, and thanks so much for joining, and thanks so much for your questions, and go enjoy the sunshine. Bye-bye.